It finally happened. Apple's foldable iPhone is no longer just a rumor, it's real, and the leaks are getting wild. From titanium aluminum frames to Samsung-made displays and a crease-free hinge, everything we're hearing sounds like Apple's going all in to redefine what a foldable phone can be. This could be the moment Apple changes the game once again, not just competing with Samsung or Huawei, but setting a whole new standard for premium foldables. Hey everyone, welcome back to ZaidiEsTech. You are here with Zaidi, and today we're diving deep into the latest leaks, insider reports, and behind-the-scenes production details that finally reveal how Apple plans to make its foldable iPhone the most durable and powerful foldable ever built. Let's get started. Apple's foldable iPhone just got a major materials leak, and it gives us an idea on how Apple plans to build this thing and make it the most durable foldable ever. According to analyst Jeff Pu, Apple's upcoming foldable will feature a frame made out of a mix of titanium and aluminum. Yes, a titanium-aluminum hybrid chassis. Pu says this new metal combination will make its debut across both the iPhone Folds and iPhone Air 2 in September 2026, marking a big step up in Apple's material strategy. This isn't the first time we've heard about Apple experimenting with mixed metals. Earlier this year, Ming-Chi Kuo reported that Apple is using titanium and stainless steel with a stainless steel and titanium hinge, plus liquid metal components for extra durability. So we've got two leading analysts with slightly different takes, titanium and aluminum on one side, titanium and steel on the other, but both agree on one thing: titanium is at the core of Apple's next-gen iPhone build, and it makes perfect sense. The foldable iPhone is rumored to be just 4.5 millimeters thin when opened up, even thinner than the iPhone Air, so it's going to need a frame that's strong enough not to bend under pressure. Apple already proved this with the iPhone Air, that titanium works brilliantly for structural rigidity. This bend test made that pretty clear, and combining titanium with aluminum could be Apple's way of striking the perfect balance between strength and weight. Pu's note doesn't fully clarify whether Apple is going for a true hybrid alloy or using the two metals in different parts of the frame, titanium where it needs strength, aluminum where they can save weight. By the way, it's clear that Apple's pushing further into premium materials. And remember, small amounts of aluminum are already used in titanium alloys, so this approach could make the foldable not just lighter, but more affordable to produce at scale. Now, it's not just Pu and Kuo giving us details. Gurman has also chimed in and told us it's going to feature 4 cameras, one in the front, one inside, and a dual system on the back. And in a surprising twist, Apple's bringing back Touch ID from the dead as the main biometrics option for this iPhone, built right into the power button, just like the latest iPad Air Mini and entry-level iPads. Face ID? Nowhere to be found. Now, let's pause here for a second. If you're enjoying these deep dives into Apple's upcoming products, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the new hype button. It really helps a small channel like mine reach more Apple fans, and you'll never miss my latest Apple breakdowns, leaks, and launch analysis. Alright, back to the iPhone. Now you might ask, why not just add a simple 2D face unlock like Android phones do? Well, Apple loves to flex how privacy is at the core of the iPhone, and if it's not secure enough for Face ID standards, they're not going to do it. So yeah, expect Touch ID only, and honestly I'm fine with this. On top of that, Gurman says the foldable iPhone's going to feature Apple's second-generation C2 modem with no physical SIM card slot. Apple's currently testing black and white finishes, and the design itself is said to be book style, so you unfold it and you get a larger inner display, reportedly around 7.8 inches, paired with a 5.5-inch outer display. For comparison, Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 7 has an 8-inch inner display and 6.5-inch outer one. Both Gurman and Alice Ming-Chi Kuo also believe Apple's using laser-drilled metal plates and a switch from on-cell to in-cell display tech to finally solve one of the biggest pain with foldables, the ugly crease. If Apple really delivers a crease-free foldable, that alone could be enough to outshine Samsung. By the way, to back these leakers up, we've got news from Korea's ET News that production of foldable OLED panels for Apple's first foldable iPhone has already begun. That's right, this isn't just some secret prototype locked away in Cappuccino. Actual components are rolling off production lines right now as we speak. The supplier? None other than Samsung Display. Yes, the same Samsung that's been making foldables for years. They're building a dedicated production line at the A3 factory in Ace in South Korea just for Apple's foldable iPhone panels. The production line is apparently in its final stage and will have the capacity to bump out 15 million 7-inch foldable OLED panels per year. That's a massive commitment, and while Apple reportedly plans to build only 6 to 8 million units in 2026, Samsung's gearing up for more in future years. And if that sounds familiar, it's because that's exactly what they did when Apple transitioned to OLED with the iPhone X. Samsung was the exclusive supplier back then too, and now they're taking the same lead with foldables. So, what does this mean for us? It means Apple's serious about foldables. They're not just testing panels, they're scaling production. And while Apple usually likes to diversify suppliers, Samsung's been doing this since 2019 and has the foldable tech game on lock. So for now, Samsung is the sole supplier of the display panels, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they hold that position for the next couple of years. Now things are starting to line up, guys. The ever-reliable Ming-Chi Kuo says full-scale assembly will begin in late Q3 or early Q4 2025, meaning around now. Foxconn's reportedly already preparing assembly lines. Add that to Samsung Display's panel production kicking off now, and yeah, this thing is happening. The foldable iPhone isn't just a pipe dream anymore, it's very much in production, and it's on track to launch with the iPhone 18 series in September. Now, are these timelines realistic? In my opinion, yes. Kuo's track record is pretty solid. Fact that display production is already in motion adds even more credibility. That said, he did hedge slightly, calling everything subject to change. Classic Kuo move. But between Samsung's involvement, Foxconn ramping up, and supply chain whispers getting louder, all signs point towards a full 2026 launch alongside the iPhone 18 series. Now, let's talk about the specs. Both displays are going to use old CPO panels with promotion, so buttery smooth 120 Hz refresh rate and power efficiency baked in. The end display's resolution is expected to be 2713 by 1920, while the cover screen comes in at 2088 by 1422. Both are a 4:3 aspect ratio, which is perfect for productivity, reading, and even watching content in tablet modes. Software is going to be key. Don't expect iOS stretched across a larger display. Apple's likely going to bring over iPad OS instead. That means proper multitasking, floating windows, split view, and all the productivity tools you'd expect from an iPad on a device that folds into your pocket. That's pretty awesome, and will make this very appealing to power users who want to multitask on the go. Battery life, as always with foldables, is a concern, but Apple might have a solution. They're reportedly using a 16 nanometers display driver down from the current 28 nanometers, which will drastically improve efficiency. Combine that with Apple's A20 chipset and their usual tight software integration, and we might actually see decent battery life despite the compact form factor. Also in the mix, a dual-cell battery setup similar to what Samsung does. This helps balance power delivery across the two halves of the device and improves heat dissipation. Apple's all about efficiency, so this approach makes sense. No exact million-pound numbers just yet, but don't count them out. We could be surprised. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, price. Rumors suggest this thing will cost at least $2,000, maybe as high as $2,500. That's double Pro Max. So who's this for? Not your average iPhone user. This is a Halo product made for Apple's most loyal fans, the Apple sheep, and early adopters who want the absolute cutting edge. Apple's reportedly planning to produce around 6 to 8 million units in 2026. Remember, Samsung's facility can crank out up to 15 million units per year, so Apple is keeping things limited, testing the waters before going all in. They're playing it smart, and even if the foldable iPhone doesn't hit mainstream volumes right away, it does offer something unique, the ability to replace your iPhone and your iPad mini with one device. For creators, mobile gamers, and professionals on the go, that's a big deal, and it sets the stage for more. Foldable iPads and MacBooks are rumored to be in development. This iPhone is just the beginning. If the hinge works, if the crease disappears, and if the software delivers, expect Apple to scale this up to larger screens in the years ahead. So, the big question is, would you buy one? Would you drop $2,500 for Apple's first foldable? Let me know in the comments. For me, if Apple nails this, this could be the first foldable that could go mainstream, and as someone who's been fascinated by the form factor since the original Galaxy Fold, I'm very much looking forward to foldables becoming more popular because that will accelerate innovation and maturity for the product line and should also drive down the price of these because I'm not paying $2,500, but ideally in a few years, maybe the foldable could be $1,000. That would be great. By the way, let's face it, Apple is not the first smartphones or tablets or smartwatches, but they perfected those categories, and if Apple pulls off here again, the foldable iPhone could absolutely dominate the space by 2027. And there you have it. Apple's foldable iPhone is finally taking shape, and all signs point to a bold 2026 launch alongside the iPhone 18 series. From titanium builds to Samsung-made panels and that rumored Touch ID comeback, Apple's clearly not experimenting anymore. They're preparing to lead. But I want to hear from you. Would you actually spend $2,000 or more for Apple's first foldable? Or Are you waiting for the tech to mature and the price to drop? Share your thoughts below. I always love reading what you guys think. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that hype button to give us boost, and you never miss out on the latest Apple updates right here on ZaidiEsTech. Until next time, stay tech savvy, stay inspired. I'm Zaidi, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace out.